Hello!
Welcome to this week's episode of the Odd Jobs podcast.
Blah, blah, blah. We are finally in February.
Fine.
I think we were in February last week as well, but I'm just so grateful to be here. And me and Catherine still in the UK together, but still not physically together.
We cannot seem to get it together. To be fair, part of it is that where we normally work together won't allow dogs, and I am dog sitting.
Mm.
And the little bitch won't be left on his own. So I'm basically a single mom, I'm like a single mom here with the dog, trying to make it work.
And thank you to our audience for supporting this single mom in her
Single
endeavor.
mother right here. She's just trying to, work two jobs, give the baby a home, even though I'm in his parents' home. Anyways, this week's episode of the podcast, we have an amazing guest.
Yeah, fantastic guys. We've got the Erika Ehler.
Erika Ehler. She is honestly one of the best comedy writers I think we know. And it's a brilliant episode. We're talking about farm work. We're talking about barista work. We're talking about quitting.
There's a celebrity surprise.
Whoa, is there? So without further ado, let's get into it, Ruby.
Yeah. Enjoy the episode.
Enjoy. I'll be honest, never in Ireland have I ever to tell a crowd how to clap. Okay, and we know what we're fucking doing over there. Irish people don't need to be told to clap and make some noise. We're more than ready.
4 minutes in and we got your patriotism in
Yeah,
there
we go. Anyways, welcome to the Odd Jobs podcast. Erika Ehler.
Hello!
Thank you so much for coming on.
Hello, no problem at all. Glad we could get the clapping chatter.
Yeah. I feel like you as well were looking at the timer that we set up for ourselves. And you were like, we're getting a couple minutes into this pod and we have not mentioned a job. I'm like, okay, yes, I'll stay on track.
We do have that for us because we love a nap, we love an after, we love a chat, we love a...
You've met us, right?
You know what we're like.
It's good to have. I have it on my own one too.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'll just go off the rails and then forget about the
100%.
time.
Yeah. The one we've had that actually came up in an episode before was that we book the room that we're in or whatever else, and we were not paying attention to the time, and we were it was when Katie Norris was on the podcast. We were having a great time chatting away. All of a sudden people like knock on the door and we're like, hello? We had completely run over the time, and we add in cushion time at the end to be able to like pack up and reset and stuff.
Yeah.
We'd run clean over all that
geez.
time, and a taekwondo class was outside
In this
waiting to
room?
come in. It wasn't this room. It was weirdly in a different room in this
Okay.
building
But
because we couldn't book this room. And there was this like, I'm going to say 70-year-old man.
Yeah.
Who was a taekwondo instructor in the full thing, and he was not happy, and it was like on the stroke of the hour, and he was like, now, and I was like, all right, give us a minute, and we were like quickly trying to pack up our shit, and oh my god,
And he is dressed for a fight as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was...
True.
and I really got really aggressive. I was like, fucking, even though we'd run over, it was his time. I was like, fucking old man, I'll fight you. I was like, I don't know taekwondo, so I don't know that I could.
Well, you could take his class. Let's start taking his class.
I mean, I was there already,
Yeah.
as well.
Wow.
But thank you for coming on. We should introduce to our guests exactly who you are, because I mean most of them should know because you're a very accomplished and successful person.
Wow.
But we're not
Wow.
here. We're not here to talk to you about your accomplishments and success, but we like to set it up to begin with. So you are Erika Ehler, Emmy nominated writer and comedian.
Sick as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, as seen on Frankie Boyle's New World Other and
Order.
Order. I'm dyslexic. The word is far away. And comedians giving lectures. I love that series so much.
Yeah.
And Comedy Central Live.
Yeah, and you've written for Roast Battle on Comedy Central. Yeah, Have I Got News for You on BBC, Never Mind the Buzzcocks on Sky, and Death to 2020 Netflix, The World According to Chunk Netflix. This girl pans channels and streaming services. Welcome to the podcast, Erika Ehler.
How did you cope during that moment?
Yeah.
Everyone hates when we start listing all of their achievements.
It was fine.
I thought-
it was
Thank
okay.
you.
It was like it's nice, but then it's also just like okay.
Yeah.
I did do those
I'm pretty
things.
fucking sick. It annoys me sometimes when some of the comments are like, oh my god, no. I'm like, you're a fucking comedian, shut up, you love this.
It's fine. Yeah. I'd say I'm neutral.
Yeah.
I'd say it's like neutral. I don't dislike it. I don't love it.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's
it's neutral.
like if you're, which you are, a very accomplished writer as well. I feel like writers would be like, oh no, I don't like it, and I'm like, I get it. Writers don't actively seek out attention, right? Comedians do. So I feel like you being a writer and you're hitting neutral.
Yeah.
It's the writer and the comedian in you. But anyways, we're not here to talk to you about all your amazing feats as a writer and as a comedian. We're here to talk to you about the hustle.
Yeah.
The grind. The jobs that got you to where you are today. So, Erika, first of all, tell us, what was the first ever way you made money?
The first ever job I had, I worked on a farm.
Oh my God, no way.
I worked on a farm.
What age?
Yeah, what age were you when you worked on the farm?
I think 14.
Great. We've had a lot of child labour on the pod.
Yeah.
What animals were you with particularly?
No animals, so it was a vegetable farm.
Okay.
Yeah, so my job was to just go pick tomatoes, but I like hated it. I think it was my first time having a phone too, but like I called my mom from the field. Like, you got to come pick me up.
I feel like working in the field and having a phone to call your mum are like two things that don't sit.
It's like, I don't like
in
this
line.
anymore.
You're like, I called her from the 1920s.
Yeah, she dropped me off because it's like not.
How did you end up doing this? So
I like.
where you're from? So
I'm from like the outskirts of Toronto.
yes.
Yeah. So
I feel like Canada has good labour laws. How are they getting children picking fruit?
I think you can work at 14. It wasn't like under the table.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a certain amount of hours you can do. And then, yeah, because I know you can like put away carts. Like a friend's younger brother had that job too.
Oh, okay.
Like random manual labor tasks
yeah.
that they'd give. But I got that job because somebody from our church's brother owns a farm 2 towns away from ours, and it like my mom would have to drive me an hour and a half in the morning, and I think she was just like,
So you calling her to be like, come pick me up was also
she's like,
asking
no,
for
bitch.
a 3-hour round journey.
yeah, pretty much. But sometimes my mom wouldn't go home. She'd just like kind of like
Hang out.
Yeah.
hang out somewhere nearby. She'd run errands that she'd need to do so that she wouldn't have to go straight back to our town. Like if she had grocery shopping to do, she'd grocery shop in that town, just put it in the trunk, wait around.
God bless moms, honestly. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, my mom used to do that all the time. Because my mom, honestly, spent life. I have 3 brothers. All she was a fucking taxi bringing us here, there, and everywhere. She'd like drop me off somewhere, go pick up one of my other brothers, drop him some. Like, I don't even fucking know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so mom's just hanging around. But wait, how? So, what day are you ringing mum from the field? Day one.
Bro, day one.
Day one.
Day one.
Day
like,
1 hour.
I don't know, 1 hour, maybe. Like, I don't even think, like, I think I, like, maybe had, like, an MP3 because I was, like, losing my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I, like, had that, maybe, or that either came in later.
Okay.
But I do remember, I didn't last, I was, like, a 2-week thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think, realistically, my mom would rather me be in camp or something, but it was, I think both of them were like, you should go learn what it means to work. And they, you know what, they took pity on me. I got removed from the fields.
Really? I was gonna say, was there like a group of you out there? Are you working like in a line? Like, how's it all?
So there's loads of people. Another family friend was also working there. She was like, she's maybe like 10 years older than me.
Okay, so yeah, it makes more sense for a 24-year-old to be doing a job
like
that.
Yeah. So then she'd sleep there overnight. Like she'd be there working over.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it's kind of a thing with farm workers where you'll do like 3 weeks because it's like once the fruit's ripe or whatever else, like it needs harvested and quick.
Yeah, so you're just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 12-hour days, but it's good money and yeah.
Yeah. So then sometimes she'd cook for me, which was nice. So I'd get like chicken tenders from her, but one time like they were just raw.
Oh no.
And I didn't know what to do. But anyway, she stayed on the field. I think because I was young, they took and a brat essentially. they took me off and they took me off the tomatoes and then they put me in the packaging area. So I just got to sit down and then just put tomatoes into plastic containers. But then that also makes your hands a bit rough, surprisingly, because you're just touching sharp
it's
plastic
acidic.
the acidic of the tomato. But yeah, I my mom would threaten me to go back sometimes.
We'll take you back to the
Nice.
farm.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, I'll have like another like summer job. It's like, you want to go back to the farm?
Yeah.
I'll call Uncle Ted. We'll put you back at the farm.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
You're like a bad dog that they're like, do you want to
Yeah.
we'll send you to the farm?
Yeah.
I like that was your, were you like, because part of me is wondering, my brother had to do something similar like this where he got work for 2.5 weeks in a meat packing factory, and that was like grim, but it made him, my brother was not someone who was particularly academically inclined, and it made him be like, oh fuck, like I am not doing, if I like drop out of school, like that's the kind of job you do. And so he was like, I need to get my fucking leaving cert, A levels, whatever else.
Yeah.
So it was slightly a scared straight situation for him. Were you like, I feel like you probably were like good in school, like fairly, or am I wrong?
No, I was good in school. I mean, like, I was good in school in the way that like I never had to study and got good grades.
Yeah,
but if I did study, I would excel more. Like I'd probably be in like, you know, like the top whatever. But I was fine getting a B+ for everything.
Yeah.
Or like the only thing I was really bad at is math. I would actively fail that. Like, I got to get put in like a different. I think for my last year of. Or the last year you have to take math in high school for us is like grade 11, and I got put in like I think remedial like type of math, and I was like fine with it. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah. That's not your side of the brain.
I'm like, whatever.
I'm gonna be a successful writer. I don't need it.
I don't need it. Yeah. Other than that, I did fine. I never really had to
So
prepare.
sending you back to the farm was more just like when your mom was beefing with you.
I think, I don't know. I honestly don't know what their thought process behind it. I think it was like, you know, this is cheaper than camp. Probably. It's cheaper than camp.
She's
You're
outdoors.
going to learn something.
You'll be making friends, like the
Yeah.
lady who gave you the raw chicken.
The lady who gave me the raw chicken. And then.
Fresh air.
Yeah.
Can I ask, what's the logistics? So, like, does everyone have a bucket, or is there like something like, how are people? Because I feel like if you pick one, your hand is now full.
I think it was like a tray. I think we kind of had like a bit of a tray type thing. And then those trays would get put back. But yeah.
Were you cutting them off the vine? Were you pulling them off the vine, or were you snipping the vines?
That I don't actually remember. I kind of feel like cherry tomatoes, you just pick it right off of it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it's a thing in the supermarket. Like, you'll get a
On the vine,
£2
right?
difference in
Yeah.
the on the
Yeah.
vine tomatoes.
I-
and I'm like, it's interesting because I feel like on the vine easier to harvest.
Yeah.
You're just snipping the branches.
Yeah.
Snip,
More
snip,
aesthetic,
easy.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Apparently it keeps them fresher, longer, like...
Oh, really?
whatever. Well, because it keeps getting the
Yeah.
nutrients off the... Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's not like a thing that's in our supermarkets.
Oh, really? You don't get on the vine?
No.
Interesting.
No, it's just the cherry tomatoes that
They're
are
doing it
on
differently over there in Canada.
in plastic. Yeah.
Yeah, just the plastic trays.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that was like for 2 weeks or so.
That was for 2 weeks. Yeah. And I've been milking it ever since.
Yeah.
I've told, my first job was a farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Erika came all the way from the fields.
Yeah.
And when you were younger and you were doing well at school, apart from failing horrifically in math, what did you want to be? What was your like aspirations when you were like, my job when I grow up?
It kind of it changed quite a lot. I think actor was a big one for a long while. Lawyer was something that was kind of like told
I loved the
To
idea
me.
of you. Oh, told to you?
but I also didn't mind it. Like
I can imagine
Yeah.
people being like, you be, yeah.
yeah.
I think you'd be a great lawyer.
Yeah.
I would also
I got told the same.
imagine you as how I know you as a stand-up comedian, but then just put that in a courtroom. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Right. So you got told you'd be a good lawyer, but have you seen that thing on like somebody wrote like something along the lines of like, if you were told you'd be a good lawyer as a kid, it meant you were a bitch as a kid.
Oh, I was. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I 100% was.
Yeah.
I
You should be a
was-
lawyer when you grow
I
up.
was
It's
a
like,
very
yeah.
fucking precocious child. I was like arguing with teachers. I've told the story before, but like this teacher was a bitch to me, and I read, she used to purposely call me the wrong name. I read our school's code of conduct and found, I was like, what are the rules around this? And it said in it that the teachers you should teach teachers with the same respect they show you. It was very, the wording was that it was very reciprocal.
Right.
Like, they, you will have to show them the respect and the decency and whatever else that they show you. And I was like, well, she's purposely not calling me the right name. Her name was Miss Crummy. I called her Miss Scummy. I got dragged to the head. I was like, it's section 7. I was like, part B in the code of conduct actually states that and they were like, she should be a fucking lawyer. Like, as a bitch.
Cat got them on the semantics.
Yeah, I was always like arguing.
As per, like,
excuse me. It was even like this is so dumb. I once in primary school. So in primary school in Ireland, even if you don't go to a Gael school, which is like an Irish speaking school, just like general phrases you say as in Irish as a child. Just the way as a kid, like you're in school, if a teacher walks into your classroom, they're like, what are you? And you're like, hi, Mrs. Da-da-da. Like kids have responses. Yeah. All of that's in Irish, Irish primary schools. So one of the main things is when you ask to go to the toilet, you ask in Irish, right? And so, and as a kid, you just learn the phrase from when you're 5 or 6, when you don't really know how to speak Irish, but you just learn the phrase. So the 2 phrases that used to be about, and I checked this recently with my brother who never learned Irish because he's dyslexic. And I was like, asked to go to the toilet, and he was like, Amol Cadagum Dulgadi on Lehras, and then he was like, Amol Cadagum Dulamach, right? Because there's 2 ways that it's said. And Lehras is toilet, like, can I go to the toilet? Dulamach means go outside. And it's because back in the day, the toilet used to be like a little outhouse or whatever else. But I realized when I was like 11 and actually got good at Irish, I was like, amach means outside. When I asked that question, I'm actually just getting permission to go outside. So I one day stuck up my hand and was like, teacher was like, yeah, go for it. And my teacher was really fucking strict. I don't know why I thought I could pull this shit with her. And then I was like outside in the yard running around. She was like, get back inside. And I was like, well, actually. And she was like, what the fuck? Detention. Like, I don't care. What the fuck? And I was like, I can't believe that my argument has been unjust. So yeah, like I knew that I was being told I was being a good lawyer because I was a bitch of a child. Yeah. I'm aware. But who told you that? Who, like, friends, my family, everybody?
Family typically, because I'd be very argumentative with them. And then, they'd lose. They'd lose because I'm like,
they didn't have evidence to back them up. Yeah.
And I was just relentless.
Yeah. What is do you have siblings?
No, it's just me.
Oh, so then, you were able to.
Yeah.
You had the time. They had,
Yeah. And then
the focus, you were able to grind them down.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So actor, lawyer, I wanted to do filmmaking at some points, but I actually just really wasn't that passionate about it. Like I did like compared to my other friends who did it, like we would do 24-hour film challenges for like Toronto Film Festival has like a teen kind of version of it. It's like TIFF Next Wave, and it's like,
oh wow,
it's for like anybody under 18 still in school type thing.
Okay,
where you can kind of like take workshops and stuff, and so I was kind of a part of that. I'd sign up for stuff there, but like it was just so clear I didn't
care enough.
Like I liked aspects of it, but I didn't like I didn't want to learn how a camera works that much.
You're not a real cinephile.
No,
like, I like films. I like the idea of working in film.
Those 24-hour challenges. Number one, you have to do everything, and maybe you don't want to do everything. So you just want to focus on one thing, and also. Yeah, you have to be really, really up for it to do it in the tight 24 hours. I've done similar things with actually I did a 24-hour panto.
Oh, neat.
That was just stupid. That was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would lose the will to live if I hadn't slept.
Yeah, and it was just like people from my high school who well, they were nerds. And I think a lot of them, maybe a handful of them ended up doing it.
And good for them.
And good for them, you know. Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
Don't know what they're up to, but
shout out you guys.
Shout out the team that did the 24-hour film challenge.
I wonder if any of them are also Emmy nominated.
Yeah.
I don't think they are. I'm going to say it.
The tables turned.
I do not think they are.
No.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what languages was one stream of like job that my parents really wanted me to go into.
Oh, really?
But I just did not have that knack for. I mean,
like to learn.
Just kind of like, I think, to learn. I mean, like, they put me in French immersion in grade 1.
I was going to say, do you speak French being Canadian?
Not really.
Okay.
No, I could read it a bit, and then, like, I couldn't have a conversation. I could, like, say words. Like, one time, like, one time I was in Paris with my cousin, and she was convinced that we had been scammed. We hadn't. We just didn't validate our ticket correctly. And so we had to pay. And then all the local people were like, don't pay. But she took that as we've been scammed.
Right.
Yeah.
But they were like, don't pay, because the same way that you just run away from like a traffic cop here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, so we had to go to the police station, because she was like, let's go to the police station. And I'm the only one who has some French knowledge. So I'm like, okay, they're like, what do they look like? I'm like, cheveux noirs. I'm like,
Also, I feel like one of the phrases that I like can say, again, having remedial French, is like, going to the police station. I'm like, I can tell you how to get to a train station, a library, a police station. You know, when you're like, that's actually a scenario that I feel like weirdly they give you the vocab
they
for.
do kind of.
Yeah. Because they know you're going to go to Paris and maybe get scammed.
Maybe. And then like I in fact I got a scholarship for the languages program that I applied to, and I still was just like, I'm not taking this. Like it wasn't like a full ride or anything, but it was some money off, and I was just like, no.
Fair.
I'm like, what am I gonna do? I knew that in grade 1, my grades suffered so much that I was like kind of behind in grade 2.
Right.
So when they put me back in English school, like I was significantly behind, so I had to catch up, because French immersion, everything is French. Math is in French. Art is in French.
What age did they put you into that for a year?
Grade 1. So that's like 6 years old.
Is that is grade 1? Do you do like a reception or an early?
So after kindergarten, it's grade 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what Gael schools are in Ireland. Is that like, everything's Trid Gaeilge, like through Irish and stuff like this. But I feel like it's one of them where they're aware. I feel like maybe in Canada there's kids who are from French-speaking families.
There are
that are in there.
Yeah.
So
for example,
there's different levels of French.
Your family, do they speak Irish?
Not a drop.
Okay.
They're all English. Both my parents were raised in England. Shocker. It's tough. Trust me. It's hard. Living in Ireland, being raised by English people is hard. That's my trauma backstory. But I didn't go to a Gael school. But for example, my cousins did. Again, both their parents were raised in England. But even like it's rare. There's only pockets of Ireland where there are people who speak Irish as their first language. Their household will be in Irish and stuff. So most kids going to a Gael school all don't have Irish at home, so they're all at a baseline level, and there's no like Irish elsewhere in the world. Whereas I feel like it was probably that thing of like you would know French, but there was kids in your class who were fluent in French, so like trying to teach you both through the language when you both have very different.
Or would have one parent that maybe grew up learning it as well, so had a base. Whereas my dad, did grow up learning it
right
in school and could probably have a conversation more than I can.
Yeah.
But he wasn't the at-home parent.
It's not genetic.
He wasn't. No, it's not genetic. It doesn't pass through you.
So unless he's speaking it to you, that's
no.
To you.
He's not. Yeah. I mean, it was his idea. It was a really tough time for my parents actually, because my mom went to therapy because she just felt like I'm doing this all on my own. My child's failing. We put her in this like class. They had to pay for like a tutor, and at this point in my parents, our family's life, paying for a tutor was a lot of money for them. So like it was a whole strain on the family.
Tough for you when you're like, lads, I'm actually smart as fuck. You're putting me in a language. I don't understand.
Like I mean, like I have like this is maybe like I have a theory. I got diagnosed with ADHD around this time. I think it's possible. I don't have it. I just couldn't speak the language that they were teaching me. I think it's very much I do fit the criteria, but just. But
I like the idea that you're like, we might need to run it up the flagpole again.
Yeah,
the data was skewed.
Yeah.
They're like, does she pay attention in class? Not at all. You're speaking a language I don't understand.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's gas.
Yeah.
Okay, but then obviously you went on You've done many things. Okay, so what is, I would say, in all the different jobs you've had, what's the most inappropriate thing that you've seen happen at work?
Right. It happened kind of recently.
Great.
Yeah, I work in a or seen at work. Or what was the question? Seen at work or
Yeah. Or happen,
yeah.
Inappropriate, vague things around work.
Okay,
Seen, have, happen, whatever.
There was a story that I didn't necessarily see it, but it was like something that was told to.
This sounds
Like
good.
this is the beginnings of all really good stories.
Yeah.
When people
Yeah.
go, right, so basically I wasn't there, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happened actually not far from where we are now in like Liverpool Street area.
Yeah.
There was like this
Peek behind the curtain there,
this
guys.
one blank street coffee house where like allegedly that two people like fucked on the bins. Like this story just went around where it's like, oh, you're working in that location today? By the way, this girl and that guy fucked on the bins. So
indoor or
good.
outdoor bins.
So they're indoor.
Wait,
like this
staff members?
Staff members.
Staff members after hours, I'm assuming?
I believe so. Yeah.
And when we say on the bins,
I think in the bin room because that's where.
Okay.
But this bin room is like, so the size of this table, it's like it's that narrow,
yeah.
and so you would be on the bin, like
Yeah,
And the bins most bin rooms in restaurants and bars I've worked fucking stink.
you smell it. They are
the
smelling.
bin rooms and the pubs I've worked in, disgusting.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
walls,
yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
It's the stuff everywhere. Oh, okay.
So that was one thing.
And how do people know? Like during a shift, during a shift.
I think
Did someone walk in on them, or did they tell
I
on
think
themselves?
somebody walked in on them, and I think that's why it got sent around,
Yeah,
or not sent around, but got told.
Yeah, spread like wildfire.
Yeah.
That is bananas. Firstly, like we all know, we've all seen, like, you ever walk into a coffee shop and you can see two Brits. It's the same in bars where you can see, you're like,
There's a vibe.
these two are
Yeah.
either fucking or they want to fuck or this is just whatever's going
Yeah.
on here. We've all been that soldier. We've all seen that soldier happen. But the idea of like I feel like bars, it's more, I'm like, I've seen people, I've told this around about, shagging in the cloakroom of a pub that I used to like sort of half work for. But I'm like, at 2 a.m. in a bar where like you've access to some free alcohol, I can get that. How fucking high on coffee are you that you're like in the bin room now? Like how horny
They had
are
a
you?
really good croissant.
Yeah.
Oh, pastry flaky. Like what's happening? That is
Couldn't be me.
couldn't be me either.
Was this recent or was this?
No, this wasn't recent. This was maybe like 3 years ago.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this wasn't recent. No.
Because I was just because it's near Christmas party times, and that also brings up a lot of drama in workplaces.
Yeah.
Have you ever been privy to, either involved with, you don't have to say, or like been privy to some like workplace hookup scandal gossip in any of your jobs?
No, I don't think so. No, because I also like I've never really outside of comedy, I've never had like a job that like has like a Christmas party. The first one I had was yesterday.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's never been unit. And I leave jobs a lot. Like I don't ever
Like
have
the
them-
field, yeah,
like
yeah.
the field. Similar. I set a precedent like that early. Pretty much, I'll get hospitality jobs till I don't need them,
Yeah.
and then I leave.
Yeah.
And then
So you cycle in and out.
pretty much. I mean, the longest I've stayed a place is like a year
That's fair enough.
or like 9 months ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of odd jobs.
Yeah.
That's why we have you on the Potter.
Hello.
Yo.
Wait, so you said you've done lots of hospitality. So you've talked about a coffee shop. What other hospitality branches have you?
It's mainly
ventured?
been barista at work. I've done catering a bit. That was mostly in college because it was just easy with hours. And what else? Worked in a hotel for 3 months. Didn't like that.
No. What were you doing in the hotel?
Like food and beverage assistant.
Oh, okay. Is he, when they give names like this?
Yeah, I was a waiter.
Yeah, exactly. What about, let's call a spade a spade
waiter.
here, lads. Yeah.
I was a waiter at like a breakfast buffet, and I'd be like, "All right, can I clear these plates?"
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was me. Although the only thing that was good about that is when American families would come and stay, I'd get their table because for whatever reason they'd be like, "You go serve them; they'll understand you." And I'm like, okay. But then they'd always leave a fat tip, but they'd leave it in American, and then I'd be like, "All right, this is like great, but also now I'm kind of inconvenienced."
Yeah, you gotta go to the
I gotta go
post
to the
office.
bank now.
Yeah, well, I just save it until I visit the States. I have like, I think I have like $40 in America. I had at one point $40 in American money.
Yeah. I had a similar thing once where I worked as a tour guide and we used to get a lot of Americans in. And again, it was that thing of like, if you knew, we'd often get like we would get these bus tours that would come to like this spot in Ireland, and the different companies, there was like Globus and Bus Air and or whatever else, and certain ones used to mainly have groups of people like from Australia or New Zealand, sometimes South Africa, and then other ones used to tend to have like Americans and Canadians, and you'd always try and vie for the Americans and Canadians because sure, more annoying, not the Canadians, as you know, the Americans, but tips, they would like tip after a tour and it was great. But again, and the other thing that was great about Americans with tipping, maybe it's not a thing as much in England, they do not think that coins hold any value. Because in America it's all like nickels and dime, like it's all 10 cents, 25 cents. In Ireland, €1, €2 coins. They hand you like 6 €2 coins. You're like, that's 12 euros. Like that's a solid chunk. And they think they're giving you pocket change. And so you could get like genuine, and they'd be like, oh, and where we work, I'm in Kildare, they'd often either hit us, it would be like the first trip that they left Dublin to like go around the county, or it would be like they'd do us as they were heading back up to Dublin to go to Dublin Airport. So sometimes it would be the end of their trip. So they'd have all this change that they would never use because they think they do not literally understand the value of it. So then they'd give you like all their coins. You'd be like, that's €20 in coins, baby. So you'd either have loads of coins, which again, great, like annoying, because you're like, no, I'm like just like, I'm like, I have enough to float a till here, or American dollars or whatever else, and you'd need to go get them changed. But it was, I liked
remember, it. This was a while ago. I was working in the pub and I was managing a shift, and these Americans were in and we were serving them, and me and the other girl who was on, we were serving them, and at the end they left a tip, which was really nice of them, but it was just when the new £10 note had come out. And they'd left the old £10 note, and my server, who was newer, she didn't clock it. She just went, oh, like we were so used on the till being like, oh, you have to go change that. And then she said that for the tip. And I was like, no, it's fine. Just leave. We can change that. Don't, because otherwise they're just going to keep it. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she was gone into automatic, and I went, no, thank you, that's fine. And then we both got, I think it was 40 quid because they gave us both tenors.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
When I first moved here, my bank, like we took a lot of, we took pounds out at my bank back home in Canada. And they gave us the old notes.
No way.
And then my mom who came over to like help set me up and stuff, gave them an earful when she got back to Canada. I mean, like, is this not a bank you guys don't know what like is like current? Because it was like an amount of time that it was already
established.
Like this is no longer, legal.
I actually recently found, I'm like having to move, so I was sorting out loads of stuff, and I pulled out like bags, like the little fucking handbags you use for like a wedding, or like clutches that you're like, I haven't used that in 2 years. And I opened one and I found
paper note,
paper note, a £20 paper note in it, and I was like,
you can
I know, but I have to go
post
to the
office
bank, and I'm like, it's 20 quid. It's enough. I was like, if it was £5 or something, I'd just stick it in a charity box somewhere and let them sort it. But I'm like, it's £20, it's enough. But I'm like, now I need to go to the bank. And I was like, but 20 quid. It was annoying because you're like, I found money. And then you're like, I found another errand. Another item on my to-do list is actually what I've found. That is what I've discovered.
Okay. So in all the workplaces that you've been in, what do you reckon is the weirdest thing someone has said to you at work?
Someone has said to me, I have like, so on my pair of keys, I have like this OnlyFans keychain because I did the taping that all the comedians are doing.
We've had Mary O'Connell on. We've discussed the OnlyFans.
But so it's OnlyFans had created like a comedy
They're trying
channel.
to get into comedy, basically.
They're trying to get in a load of stuff. I mean, there's like theories as to why they're doing that. But like they had like a cooking show. They've done a roast. So different things. But they give you a swag bag. And so I had a keychain.
Yeah.
And my keys were just like on the counter and my manager, well, technically the owner actually, the owner of the shop sees my keys. It's like OnlyFans. I'm like, oh. And I'm like, haha, yeah. I explain, like, I'm like, actually, you know, it's for this comedy thing, blah, blah, blah. And then I start telling him, like, actually, they're the number one growing tech company here in the UK.
Yeah.
Which is
your sales rep for
I'm actually so you know.
Like, actually, we're here trying to rebrand.
Yeah. And then he's like, he latches on to that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Oh, I guess, you know, they would be like if you like appeal to like a primal need, like it would be good business. And I'm like, okay, you know, a bit of a weird comment, but nothing absurd. Whatever. Yeah. Moving on. Then some time passes, like maybe like a couple minutes. I'm like serving somebody, and he tries to frame it like it's a joke. Like it's like, oh, you know, it'd be good. What you could do, like your next gig is like you should write something about how now that they have like age verification on, you know, porn sites, that it just, you know, it helps you not get in the mood anymore. Like it stops you from, like, I guess essentially being horny. He didn't use that word, but he was skirting around it. And he was just like, yeah, you know, because I used to get like he essentially was like, I used to be really addicted to these sites, but it's good that they put the age verification because I don't want to put my info in, and now it stops me from being in the mood, as he put it. So you could write something about that. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. But I was just like, cool. Like, I just was like, yeah. And then
you were there trying to make
I was making like a fucking flat white or something. Yeah.
You're like,
and then I like immediately text like the two girls I'm like relatively close with, one who is at the actual manager of the store, and then she just laughs. She starts laughing, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we actually shouldn't say his name, but
we'll get rid of that.
Was like telling me about his like porn addiction, and like yeah. So when you left work, that's what went down. And then she was like, that's crazy. By the way, though, you have told, I hope you know that I am the HR rep. So are you good? Like,
yeah. Are you telling me for ha-has, or are you telling me to file a report?
And I was like, yeah, no, it's just like absurd. So I'm just telling you. And I also told this other girl, and she's like, what a freak. But then I told my boyfriend about it, and he was like very concerned. Yeah, he was very concerned. He was like, that's like, you're like, are you okay? Like, it's like highly inappropriate. And I'm like, yeah. But I think because like I have such a threshold because of like the shit you put up with in comedy, I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
You're like, I've heard men say wildly inappropriate things in the vein of trying to be funny or like make a joke.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, par for the worst. And it is that thing where you're like, you're like, maybe if it was like, it is wildly inappropriate, but you're like, so what you're telling me is that you're being a cuck, like you're being cock-blocked by an age verification. Like, that's all it took to curb
this addiction of yours.
Yeah. An extra step of admin.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those, like, if you didn't sound like such a fucking loser, I would be maybe like threatened more. But like, this is just sad.
But I think it's also, he's like our age. Like, so he's like quite a young owner.
Okay.
So I think he doesn't really understand that he's not our friend.
Yeah.
Like, he is our friend. Like he's like a nice, friendly. We're friendly. He's a nice guy.
Not our relationship.
But what you need to understand is like, you're paying my check. Like, this is like a weird.
There is a power dynamic.
I can't like be, exactly. So, yeah.
But it's 2025. How much more explaining do they need?
I don't know.
That's the fact that he saw your key ring and was like, there's something I've been dying to tell someone.
It sounds like he was so like, guys,
finally,
the age verification thing's really getting in the way of the
a
porn
safe
thing, right?
space to talk
like,
about
finally, I can talk to Erika about it because she did a comedy gig for a platform once.
Yeah.
So this is my opening.
Mad.
Absolutely bananas. Do you get that a lot? I guess I'm like a lot of us do and stuff in places where people know you do comedy and stuff. People being like, "Hey, you can make a joke about this." AKA, I'm a weird loser who doesn't watch porn anymore now.
Yeah, I'm like, literally, I'm like, all right, that's your experience.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do with that?
You're like, this would be even more boring than this interaction right now.
One time he was like, his visa like didn't get approved to go to the U.S. and he was like,
because of all the porn,
maybe too much porn. They put him on a list. But he was like, you should write about that. I'm like, that sounds so fucking boring. He's like, because for a lot of the world, you know, it's not, you don't have access because a lot of us have to go get visas. I'm like, I understand that. I'm like, I understand that.
You're literally
here right now.
I was going to say, you're literally from a different country.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm familiar with the concept of visas.
Yeah, I had my own
That's the
dramas
most English fucking
with
thing.
visas. I don't need this. Yeah, I get it.
Also, what does he think is funny about that?
I don't know. He's odd.
I think that is like a white middle class English man where it's like, I got denied a visa. They didn't want me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's absolutely jokes. Okay, well, in all these jobs, we were saying you've done like hospitality. A lot of that, it sounds like, in things. Is there any job on your CV that like is a real anomaly, like a real outlier?
Yeah, I think
Apart from the farm work.
the farm work
Yeah, that one really.
for sure.
I feel like we started off there though.
I think technically, so I kind of mentioned it, but I think anomaly in the sense of like this particular job. So I worked for like this catering. Well, I guess it was a catering company, but they send me to random places.
Yeah.
But this one job that they sent me to, I think, is particularly weird and funny. But I had to cater for this one plastic surgery company in Cheshire and or like Alderley Edge, and it was mainly serving the housewives of our Alderley Edge, I think. Or Housewives of Cheshire or something like that.
Yes.
Oh my God, yeah.
Oh
And
my God.
so
For the plastic surgery company.
for the plastic surgery company, they had us, and
We should say Cheshire is the like posh bit outside of Manchester, isn't it?
yes, yeah,
And it's where a lot of footballers live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it is nice.
It's that part of England.
Were they filming the TV show?
No, they were not. No,
Because that feels like one of the episodes where like we've all gone to a party at our local.
Like a
surgeons.
Botox party
Yeah,
is
all
like a
the-
thing, isn't
and,
it?
Yeah.
and then like two people end up having a scrap.
yeah. I mean, it was insane because so there was that because people were like it's funny it was also you kind of get to see like the racism that happens at these kind of companies, like these like freelance catering companies, because it was just like I'm like, oh, it's interesting. I look around who's been picked for this job. It was just anyone who spoke English as their first language.
I feel like I've talked about this. I did a catering company job the same, and I started getting, was it in the podcast or was I just talking to someone about this? I started getting these private like in-home, there'd be a chef and then like me as the waiter, or like two of us. And I was like, oh, and like, because when you do the catering gigs that are like at a stadium or like at a
It's
bigger
just
event,
like whoever.
majority of people are
Yeah.
like, you know, English non-first language, like immigrants and stuff. But then you go to these like private bougie ones and you're like, it's all white English
You've been
people.
handpicked.
Yes.
Yes.
And it feels fucking gross.
Yeah. And like, yeah, sir, all the women there were insane. So they'd be like, they were like, we had to close the bar, and then I was like,
They were so drunk.
Well, it was just like that our time was done, kind of thing. And they were like, we were like, I'm sorry, I can't serve you. Like, we're packing out. This is the end, you know, whatever. And then somebody else, she just kind of was asking everybody, and then somebody else served her, and then she like kind of turned back to me and was like, see, I asked your boss. I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. Like, we're all the same. And I'm like, I don't care. She just like happened to, you know, they were drinking so much wine. We also like served them these desserts that were amazing that I ended up taking loads of them home because nobody wanted them. And they were like, oh, too much sugar. I'm like, do you know how much sugar's in that wine? Like, I don't know what you understand here. So there was all of that. There was a performance at this plastic surgery party by Peter Andre.
No, Erika.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Do you understand culturally how significant that is within the UK?
It was so random. I didn't give a fuck about it.
Oh my God. Well, that's because I feel like you were not living in the UK when Peter Andre and Jordan got together. Jordan, aka Katie Price, got together in the jungle. After he had a song, Mysterious Girl. Oh my God, this is huge.
Yeah, so
my
he did-
auntie is obsessed with Peter Andre.
He did like 3 songs. And then like,
Wait, does he have any? Mysterious Girl's like the only song.
So, but this is at a plastic surgeon's party thing.
yeah.
Was there a stage? How many people were there?
There was like a tent that they put up in the garden. There was maybe around like, it was less than 100 for sure.
Wow.
This is an intimate gig.
Yeah, it was less than 100. Yeah, and he for sure got paid like
A good
amount of money
change.
to
Yeah.
go out there.
Maybe the plastic surgery circuit is like a good earner. You never know.
I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that. Yeah. So he came around saying, and then I had to ask somebody. I'm like, I had to Google him.
Yeah.
But then like also like anytime I tell that story, people are like get a reaction like
Yes!
that. Yeah.
That's insane.
So yeah, that was. I think I was in my
Were
last
the women
year.
all losing it over him?
A little bit. Like people were interested, but they weren't. They didn't seem so.
Well, they've done a lot to their face. They probably can't.
Maybe,
show.
yeah.
Express.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no one was like, oh my god.
I feel like it maybe is slightly. I feel like those women are. I don't know if I have it right generation. Are probably his age, maybe a bit older. Whereas like my auntie, who was like in her late 60s, maybe early 70s or whatever else, she's like, oh, he's just so handsome.
Right.
Oh, he's gorgeous and he's so nice. And I'm like, would you? Okay, by all means.
Yeah.
She loves to tell my cousin that her husband looks like Peter Andre, and my cousin's husband is this like South London guy who's like works in finance but is like a DJ on the side and stuff. So he's a very cool guy. They now live in like Majorca, you know, like one of these
Right,
like cool
got
hot
you.
couples.
Yeah.
And there is nothing this man hates more than being compared to Peter Andre, and I love it because my auntie means it as like the height of compliment, and Ravi's just always there like, yeah, thanks. And I'm like, yeah, you look like a daytime TV guy. That's what you look like. That's so incredible.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Absolutely
It
bananas.
was so weird.
How did they get you there from Cheshire as well? Was there like a bus? They bussed you guys out?
Yeah, they bust us out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they bust us out, I believe. And
Just
then
mad.
yeah, there was that. And then the other one that I did once that had another person, same company. That is the better of the story of the two. But like,
Yeah.
I'd oddly get exposed to like people doing performances because like, so we were in an airplane hangar that was like been converted into like an event space, and then I want to say it was Milton Jones who just did
No way.
who did like this corporate gig.
Yeah.
And then like I was like new at stand up at that point, but
Yeah.
you know, enough to realize that this is like not probably a fun show for him.
Yeah.
I was just like, That's funny. It's funny. That's where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's enjoying himself.
Yeah. I feel like we're all still the same
Yeah.
somehow. Oh, so it's like a full circle moment where you're like, I can strive for my dreams and I was still
End
back
up
in this
in an
airplane.
airplane. Yeah, exactly.
Just earning more.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that okay. That all sounds great. But from all of your jobs, what do you think is the job that you've learnt the most from, or was the most useful to you in the long run?
The most useful to me.
Like this could be like a skill you've learned or just a life lesson that you took away from the fields.
From the fields. I mean, yeah, I think maybe my life lesson was just quit when things get hard.
Yeah, I mean, hey, why not?
No. Well, actually, I don't think it's. I actually do think quitting is good.
I'd
agree.
Yeah. So, especially when you have an outside goal, like I think don't hang on. Like the reason, like let's say this. I think this is kind of like an insane sentence, but like I'm qualified to do a lot more for like my day job. I actively choose not to.
Yes.
I actively choose not to have an office job where I could maybe earn a little bit more comfortably and things like that, because I can't fuck off that job in the same way I can fuck off hospitality if I get a writing job or like, you know, another opportunity within comedy that takes me out for X amount of time.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And it also would be probably a creative field where it'd be too close to home, so I also don't want to piss off those people. So
Yeah.
just quit. Like, don't get a job that like I think
I think people get like, especially in like, I found in the pub industry and like in hospitality and these sort of jobs, is that people get comfortable. Like they get their mates at their work and then they're like, oh, this is easy. And like they know what they're doing and they have a structure and they have a pattern. And so it's really easy to then just stay in that.
Yeah.
And that to become your life, and for you to forget that actually you were trying to do all this other stuff outside, and now that has been put to one side. So yeah, I encourage quitting.
I was the same when I used to do nanny for a long time, and I started it when I sort of wanted to be an actor or whatever. So I started doing comedy, and I was like, oh, this works great because it's a job I really wanted. And I have so much value in any job that like when you finish work, you're done.
Oh yeah.
There's no emails, there's no ping. Like you're not thinking about shit. Like when you're on shift, you're on shift. When you're off, you're off. And nannying is great for that. And I was like, oh, it's always like daytimes, that type of thing, whatever else. But actually, you can do casual nannying, like whatever else. But like once you start working for a family and stuff like this, there's no way where it can be as casual, because like if you let them down, they're like, fuck, we've no childcare now. Like it's a whole issue. And it's like even getting your holidays that you're like legally entitled to and stuff, they'd be like, okay, give us loads of notice, we need to get that granny to come, you know, like trying to piece it together. So it was really hard to actually keep a casual relationship. Also, you're like raising kids, you're involved in a family. It's like emotionally. So I similarly was like, I need to leave nannying because it's too easy to almost like get sucked in and stay. I
love quitting.
I love this attitude.
Have you done any like dramatic quits? Any like had a flourish in when you've handed in your 2 weeks notice?
Yeah. To be honest, it was dramatic in the sense of how it wasn't like bad, like not bad terms, but like I got this like coffee job in Manchester at a coffee shop I really quite like. When I go back, I visit. It's called like Foundation. But me and another friend both applied for it. I ended up getting it, I think because the manager's girlfriend was interested in writing, which is fine. Whatever. That's cool. But I was there for about 3 weeks. And then the next month, I maybe have had like, to this day, I've not had a more lucrative month where I just had about 4 different writing jobs on the go of like me juggling between different, and I think I maybe had a taping that month. So I had to be like, for this job, I essentially like kind of low-key begged to get. I'd be like, so I'm giving my notice. I can work like another week if you want me to. It'll be, that's the most I can give you. But I have to go write for this Netflix thing. It's just like, they're like, fuck you. What the hell? So yeah, it was just funny.
That is nice.
That's a pretty nice drop to do on them when you're like,
where I'm like, sorry, I gotta bounce.
That's honestly way more baller than being like, I quit. Being like, so I've actually become very successul all of a sudden, then I have to leave here.
So that was funny. I did not go back.
Fair.
Although,
did your friend get the job?
No, they did not. They ended up working at Acosta for a bit and hated it.
Fair. It's never gonna be as good.
Yeah.
No. Well, amazing, Erika. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
No problem at all.
I appreciate it so much. And
bye. Oh, hello. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I hope it was everything you desired it to be. I thought it was very fun.
So good. I loved it. I'm really Peter Andre. The look on both our faces. If you weren't watching that on YouTube or Patreon, where you can watch and like, follow, share, and subscribe all of our podcasts, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, you should go just to see me and Ruby's faces. Because, oh my God, were we
mysterious girl.
Mysterious girl.
No, but we have a couple of things to plug, right?
We do.
So most importantly, biggest time pressure on it. In 2 days' time, if you're listening on the day that it's being recorded, it's Kat Higginson's Leicester Comedy Festival show.
You got there in the end. Kat Higgins,
I got there in the
Memory of Me, Work in Progress show at Duffy's Bar on Thursday, the 12th of February. 2 days' time. If you're listening to this on the day it came out, so likely if you're listening to this, it may have already happened. If not, tell any and everyone you know in Leicester. We'd love to see you there. Also performing in Leicester the following week, so you got a bit more time, is Ruby Carr on the 21st of February for the Work in Progress of Bite Me. And our wonderful guest this week, Erika Ehler, will be in Leicester on the 22nd of February with another work in progress. So, jam-packed Leicester Comedy Festival. Fill your boots with the Odd Jobs podcast. Aside from shows, please, as I mentioned, please go sign up. If you are on Patreon, please follow us, like, share, subscribe on Patreon. If you do sign up to our Patreon, you get access to our bonus episode every week, the tea break.
Yes.
Also follow us all on socials. Odd Jobs Podcast, Ruby Vroom Vroom, Kat Higgins comedian, Erika Ehler. Please like, follow, share, subscribe, and enjoy.
Enjoy the rest of your life, or at
Enjoy
least till next week when you get the next one of these. Let's go.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay. Bye.